Honest reasons guys stop chasing. Oh my goodness, it is the worst possible thing when you are being chased and all of a sudden he stops chasing you. Maybe you are in a relationship and he's always been that guy who makes you feel amazing, makes you feel good, and now he's just simply stopped chasing. His energy is not coming toward you. He's simply not giving at the level that he was giving. He is not pursuing you anymore, and you are really starting to feel it. What are the reasons that men stop chasing? This has to do with attraction and attraction waning. Again, I have created a masterclass, Mastering Attraction Masterclass. That is the course that you want to enroll within, because I really break this down for you so that you can maintain attraction along the way. Attraction is a very tricky thing, but you can get the right balance, because of course, when we're looking for comfort and safety, that usually kills attraction. But if we're looking for excitement and attraction, we need a little bit of understanding, a little bit of danger, a little bit of mystery. And I talk about the 10 components to maintain attraction in the Mastering Attraction Masterclass. So totally be on this class if you want more. But I'm going to touch on some points for those of you who want to just have some takeaways that will help you move your relationship forward. Number one, he has conquered. A man will not continue to chase past conquering. Let's understand something about masculine energy. It is conquering energy. When a man wants to get your attention, when a man decides she is my prey, she's the one they want, she's the woman of my dreams, he's making that decision on a very surface level. He's making that decision because his eyes have told him that that's what he wants. He has not done any further digging or any further investigation, which he intends to do, but only after he has conquered. Only after he is sure that you're emotionally and energetically invested in him will he begin to do his work in terms of investigating and digging further, especially if he would like something a little bit more long-term with you. A lot of us think that whilst the man is chasing, he is falling in love with us. But actually, he is simply pursuing a very clear goal: to get into his life what his eyes like. Okay, and then he will figure out the rest later. Usually while he is chasing us, pursuing us, we are falling more and more in love with him because it is our love need. And so we are seeing all the good things about him. Of course, he's peacocking and showing us all his lovely stuff. So of course, we're women, we're going to fall for it. And so we think that because that's what we're going through emotionally, that he is going through the same thing. But when a man knows that he has you, this is when you will really begin to see the depth of his attraction to you and the depth of interest. Until he has you, you really don't know how he feels about you, okay? Now, that's not to say that he cannot develop attraction and a deeper knowing of you as he pursues you, right? We can use that process and that chasing and that giving for him to connect, because masculine men connect via giving. So the more he sees us as a challenge and the more we stay on top of our game and the more work he has to put in, he will eventually not realize it, but he'll be too emotionally invested to just not be interested. So again, more on that in the masterclass. And which leads to my second point. You just stopped being a challenge. You stopped being a challenge. You fell for him and you just stopped. You stopped, feeling great about yourself. You stopped working on yourself. You stopped, having those dreams that you had. You stopped holding him to a standard. You lowered your standards, lowered your boundaries, stopped communicating to him when he was misbehaving or doing something that you didn't like. You just stopped being a challenge for him. He knew that he can say anything to you and get away with it, do anything and get away with it. You've become a doormat, and this is the other very important reason. Which leads us to reason number 3 is you lost yourself. You know, there is nothing more amazing than meeting somebody who just adores you for who you are. And you know it and you feel it. You know, like everything you've hated about yourself, those fat bits, those wobbly bits are his favorite bits. You know, that funny laugh or that weird tooth. And you meet that person who's totally accepting. There's something about our human experience where we just want to exhale. Finally. And that is a wonderful feeling. Except we forget to inhale. We just let it all hang out, okay? And after a while, we start to lose ourselves. We start to lose ourselves in this person. We start to mold ourselves and meld ourselves and, you know, start to become him and serve him and we just are so full of gratitude, and we lose ourselves. And remember, he fell in love with the self that you are losing. He was attracted to the self that you are losing in him, and that melting into each other is causing him to lose attraction. And which also leads me to the 4th point, which is comfort. It's that same exhale. We lose ourselves because we get so comfortable. We get comfortable with smelling funny, looking funny, dressing funny. You know, we just don't care anymore. We are just so comfortable that we lose ourselves. And we also take him for granted. We take his attraction for granted. We tell ourselves that he loves the real me. He sees the real me. He sees the real me when I have no makeup, and he adores me. Not realizing that when he met you, you were dressed up, you were looking cute. Okay, so he is into the whole of you, but you need to give him an opportunity to see you shining sometimes. You need to remind yourself that the woman he fell for was the woman who dressed up to go to dates. The woman he fell for was the woman who made an effort. And just because things are further down the line doesn't mean that we can wear torn pajamas or granny knickers or, you know, show up with our bonnet, right? Comfort is the number 1 attraction killer. We want to find ways of being comfortable and still making an effort. You know, I always say to people dating or in couples or in marriages, the enemy to attraction in your relationship, the enemy to longevity in a relationship is comfort. The feeling that this person isn't going anywhere. You found your person, they're not going anywhere. Whether it might be where he's married me, he's not going anywhere. We're always going somewhere. We will always find a way to have our needs met, and men are no different. If you've stopped blessing his eyes like you used to, he will lose attraction to you. His eyes still need to be fed. There are 2 types of women. One that positions herself to be a winner using a man's very own nature. We call that woman a black swan, or a woman who is convinced that she can scream, shout, and complain and change a man's nature. Now, if you are a black swan, I have decided to help you out. Ladies, I am offering you a free, yes, another free masterclass on the secrets of a man's mind. In this course, we're going to look at the things that men will never tell you, are afraid to tell you, don't even know they need to tell you, assume you should know. We're going to look at the man's brain, how he is wired, his heart, his spirit. How does he really think? What is going on in his mind when he meets you, marries you, dates you, courts you? We're going to look through every aspect, and you will be able to understand the secrets of a man's mind. And being a black swan, you will be able to use those secrets to create the love life you crave and deserve. If that sounds good to you, all you have to do is follow any of the links or wherever you see this video, and I will see you on the other side. Number 5, you stopped speaking up for yourself. You stopped saying what you wanted. You stopped indicating your needs as they evolved, as they grew. You silenced yourself, and now he doesn't know how much you've evolved. He just thinks you're the same old girl. I know that we feel intuitively that if we ask or say no or set a boundary, that we're going to lose this person, because growing up, maybe that was our story. Maybe we got punished whenever we said no to a grown up, or told off when we said, no, you don't say no to me, I'm your mummy. And eventually we learn that we can lose love, attention, affection, or just be neglected or punished when we say no or share our desires or our needs and want them to be met. And so in this relationship where you feel completely loved, you just don't say anything anymore. You've become mute in this relationship, and that is causing him to lose attraction, because maybe you were the girl that used to say what you thought, what you felt. You would open your mouth and speak. Now you're mute. Okay. Last but not least, low value behavior. You have started asking him for money. This is something that a lot of us do, and I know in some of our cultures it's acceptable, and some of our cultures it's not, right? And maybe you've started asking him for money. You've started saying, can you help us out? I had a client who, was within the academy, and she was sharing with me about some of her low value behavior. And she was like dating this really incredible high value guy, really pretty. And then, she would kind of call him and say, I need help paying my electric bill. I'm sitting in darkness or whatever. And I was mortified because he met this uber gorgeous woman and she can't even pay her own bills. And I know some of us think it's cute, but it really isn't cute when we're dealing with high quality men. It's not cute to not to have funny money. Okay, it's not cute to start asking for financial help from a guy who you were dating. The only person who should be providing financial help should be your husband, or the man that is courting you seriously with marriage in mind. But it's just low value. Or you started looking through his phone, or you started accusing him and being insecure and making demands, and all of these things, they cause a man to lose attraction for you, because maybe he loved the confident self that you were. Low value behavior. And if you want to know more about being low value, I have a whole playlist on the difference between low value and high value women, and so I would love for you to check that out. But these are some of the very brutally honest reasons that a man will stop chasing. And of course, clearly, if you can look through and at the end of this video really check through these points and think, okay, this is where I'm definitely missing the mark, and I think I'm going to take this piece away and work on this piece. And of course, if you need help, my coaches and myself are here to help you become the best version of yourself. I look forward to seeing you on my next video, but in the meantime, do take care of you. Love you lots. Bye bye now. Well done for coming to the end of this video. What I want to ask you is, what have you learned? What is your takeaway, and what are you going to start practicing right away? Those three things are how you are going to get the best out of every class here at the Black Swan Relationship Academy. Please put it in the comments so that we can all have a look. So I can have a look, the coaches can have a look, and I promise you, we read every comment. We may not be able to reply to every comment, but we read all of your comments, and we want to see how you are growing. And we will see you on the next video.